Hello, my name is Citizen DZ and I'm here today to talk about getting into Star Citizen. All the noise around this game, the billion-dollar flop, the big scam, whatever it may be, you may have heard, it's probably wrong. I'm here to tell you how to get started in the verse and how to start enjoying yourself in one of the most ambitious games on the market. So, let's do this. So before you create an account in the game, I would recommend finding someone's referral code. You can see mine on the screen right there. It's on link on all my socials and it's on the bottom of the screen right now. You may as well use it if you haven't already got an account because you get an extra 50k starting coin to get you going in the verse. So once you've gone to the Robert Space Industries website, you're going to navigate to Pledge Store, then to Game Packages, and now you're going to see this screen in front of you. There are a few different packages that you can get started in the game with. They range from the cheapest being £43 and they range up to a few thousand. So if you've got money to burn, fair enough, but you absolutely don't need it. My current recommendation is the Duelist CitizenCon Starter Pack. This one's going to bag you the Avenger Titan. Probably the best in class starter ship. It's tanky enough, it can pack a punch as well, and it's got 8 SCU of cargo to get you doing those hauling missions early and start earning some coin in the verse. And the CitizenCon Duelist pack also comes with some additional armor, so you don't need to buy that to get you started. So it's a good little pack to go for. It might not be around forever, seeing as it's a CitizenCon one, but definitely my choice for the game right now. So once you've installed the game, use the launcher to hit play the game, and you're going to be welcomed by this screen. This is where you can select the persistent universe. There is also Arena Commander, where you can do just solo flight dogfighting, little snapshot missions, just to practice on your flight skills or your FPS skills. But the persistent universe where you want to be, and you're going to start with character customization, make your character, and then when you hit enter the universe for the first time, it's going to ask you to pick starter location. I usually select Orison. It's just the city in the clouds. It looks a bit like Bespin from Star Wars. Very pretty place, but it's also quite a good place to get everything you need to get started in the game. And Seraphim Station is the low orbital station above the planet, whereas I tend to have as my home. So key thing about your primary residence is any purchases you make on the Pledge Store going to be there. And after every patch as well, they tend to condense all of your purchases from all the planets onto your primary location. So again, that'll be where your stuff is. Once you've done that, enter the verse, and it will ask you to run the tutorial. I would recommend doing it the first time. It's not very comprehensive, but it is enough to basically tell you that you need to eat and drink and getting you basically to your hangar. So you may as well do it. I think it also gives you a bit of extra starting money as well, so it's worth doing. But let's get into the game. So you're going to be welcomed to the verse by laying in a bed. You'll have a bit of a nicer one in your primary residence, more of an apartment, but the basic amenities are going to be here. But here's what your typical storage access looks like. You're going to open that up. That's going to have all your gear and stuff for whatever you've bought from the store or whatever you've stored whilst in the game. So we're going to make our way down to the main area. So once you've come out of the lift, you're going to be welcomed to a place like this. This is Seraphim Station. Elevators take you everywhere. There is the Galleria for shops. So we're going to head there first. That's probably the best thing to do. If you haven't bought a starter pack that includes armor, you're going to want to go and buy some armor. So you're going to find a shop like this. This is going to sell you some armor. As you can see, they're all on display. You can buy them from the mannequins, or if you just look at if you find one that you particularly like, you'll be able to find out what it's called. Easiest way to do is head over to one of these terminals. We'll go for armor, and then you have to buy the separate pieces. I would personally recommend getting heavy armor. Gives you the best defense and the best protection from the verse. Pick one you like. I say most of them. It tells you the damage reduction and the stats on the side there, but make sure you buy arms, torso, leg, helmet, and also a backpack. And remember, the backpack has to be able to be compatible with the type of armor you've got. So for instance, this is a heavy backpack, only works with heavy armor. Essentially that. Buy your armor, buy your backpack, and let's go buy some guns. So a gun shop says as it is with the armor shop, they are on display. You can buy them from the wall or use a terminal. Pick the type of gun you want. Very similar to the other games, there are attachments you can buy as well. Have a look into them, but what you're going to want to do is find a gun that you like. There's SMGs, LMGs, shotguns, snipers. Buy your gun. You can equip 2 primary weapons, so don't forget to buy plenty of ammo to go with the specific gun. So you're going to go back down to the hangars and habs level. This is where you'll find the medical clinic in most places. If you ever have an injury, you can check yourself in here to use one of the beds, and that is going to heal all your injuries. There's also a section to set your spawn. I recommend once you've left your primary residence and moved on to, I would set your spawn at one of the orbital stations, like I'm at Seraphim Station here. I would make sure you do that. It just saves you the bit of the run or getting out of the atmosphere, basically, so you're already in space, so it's quicker to get in A to B. And then you're going to navigate yourself to a shop, to the pharmacy. And again, like with the other shops, you're going to use the terminal, and you're going to want to buy a Paramed medical device. This is what will go on your belt and looks like this. And you can heal yourself. Tells you the injuries you've got. So as long as you don't have any major injuries, which your body will flag up and tell you if you've got a tier 1, 2, or 3 injury, they're the really severe ones. This will just heal you back up to your maximum health that is available. So once you've equipped the gun, press B, it'll aim it at yourself, and you can zap yourself healthy. There we go. A further couple of purchases I would recommend making, which is a necessity for hauling, is a personal tractor beam. So max lift tractor beam is what I use. It takes a primary weapon slot. You can also get a multi-tool. You just need to buy the attachments for that, which will act as a tractor beam as well. That just goes on your belt. Multi-tool can also do hand mining and also salvaging, so it is a good thing to have. But if you're going to be looking at hauling to earn some scratch in the early game, definitely get yourself a max lift tractor beam. So main component of the game is the mobiGlas. If you hit F1, this brings up the mobiGlas. This is everything you need to know about your character, your ships, and everything that you've got going on. So to pick missions, you're going to go to contracts, and it's going to show you everything that's available. The small grade hauling ones are a great way to start the game if you've got a ship that has some cargo space. For instance, the Avenger Titan that I mentioned earlier in the video, only small amounts that are better for smaller ships. And if you get used to the game and you can work out trying to stack a couple of these together just to make your routes more profitable, so taking A to B then B to C kind of thing, just take a look at that. There's also every other type of mission in here as well, so if you're more focused on PvP, if you're more focused on combat, bounty hunting, whatever you want to do, there's missions for everyone, so you can pick those missions and select what you want to do in the verse. The map section shows you where you are, as you'd expect. You've got your assets tab here, which will tell you where all your ships currently are and what in the verse. Reputation is a bit buggy at the moment, but it will be something that's important for the future. You've got the wallet tab. You can't trade player to player yet, but you can send money. When you land in your hangar, this is where you refuel, restock, and repair your ship. So making sure it's all ready. And this is where you can customize your vehicles. So if you have a ship at the current location that you are, you can go into that and it will show you all the different things that are available to change on it. So all the different paints and things you've bought, all the different equipment and things that you have available for you to customize the components of your ship. That's the mobiGlas. Make your way over to the hangar section where you'll find lots of these terminals. They're called ASOP terminals, and they are your fleet manager. So all the ships that you have available that you've purchased in-game or on the website will be available here. You can file claims if it's been destroyed or if it's in another location and you want it moving. If it's available anywhere, you can have it delivered, or you can then just click to retrieve if you want to go use that ship. So this is my starter ship, the Aurora MR. Select your ship and it will put it into the appropriate size hangar. Obviously this one was a small one, and then you're going to use the elevator to make your way down to your personal hangar. So you'll be welcomed at this site, and there it is. Whatever ship you may have got will be available for you here. So this was the Aurora MR. They are currently off the store. I'm not sure. I believe they're getting some sort of overhaul. Very, very basic, this one. I think it has 3 SCU of cargo, but it was enough to get me into the game and out into the verse. Nice little ladder here. The door usually... Oh, they fixed the door. Excellent. So, basics. There's your cockpit. It has a small storage compartment there and a bed, so you can lie down in that and you can log out of the game at a location and it will save where you are. But yeah, that's the basics of getting into your hangar. In your hangar as well, there is also a freight elevator over here. They are traditionally punishing. They break a lot. So just be careful. If you are doing a hauling mission, this is where you need to drop off the cargo. So you would take it from your ship to the freight elevator and then drop it down, and that would complete the mission. So once you've familiarized yourself with your hangar and the ship you've bought, you want to get into the pilot seat, and the basic controls that are default key bindings is you're going to want to press U. That's going to turn the ship on. I is going to ignite the engines, and your basics to remember is that the ship has a landing gear, so you will not be able to exceed 30 meters per second, I believe it is, with the landing gear down. So if you think your ship's really slow, it's probably because the landing gear's down. So you can change your view. You can go press F4, and that'll give you a better view of the ship. It's kind of useful just when you're learning to get out of the hangar and things like that. I would recommend using it. And then you're going to want to press Alt N, and that is a hangar request to get the doors open. And then your basic flight controls that are going to be spacebar to go up, control to go down, and then once you're safely out of your hangar, you're going to want to press N, and that is going to lift the landing gear. You can use your mouse to move around, and then W to go forward. And now you are successfully in the verse. Key bindings change. I personally use flight sticks rather than keyboard control. It's personal preference. Whatever you want to use is up to you. But take a good look at your key bindings. It's quite daunting. There's so many key bindings, but it's good to familiarize yourself with all the different settings and things that are available for use within this game. You're going to want to travel to other planets. So you're going to want to find B button, which will change your mode from SCM mode to nav mode. Now, nav mode means you can use quantum. If you hit F2, that is going to bring up a map page. Here, if you search for a place, it's going to tell you how far away it is, or use the map like this. So if you go, for instance, to Selin, there we go. So then you can just hit route. You're going to want to search for a marker like this. Hover over it and then hit the left mouse button to enter quantum. Travel times vary, obviously, based on the distance. You do sometimes have to be waiting for 5-10 minutes if you're going across the system to like a place like New Babbage or something like that. But you can always go and get a drink. That's what I tend to do. Another thing to add on general flight is when you are wanting to land a ship, you're going to want to get close enough to the station itself, which you'll be able to see with the marker. I think it's within 10 kilometers. And then you're going to press Alt N again, and then that's going to put you in a hangar request in. If the planet is particularly busy, sometimes you do have to queue, so just bear in mind that that can happen. It's usually not too long, but it depends how busy the server is, etc. So it all adds to the realism. But yeah, then you're going to want to make your way over to your hangar. You're going to press N again. That's going to lower your landing gear and slow you right down. B to come out of nav mode, and then bring her in. Another happy landing. U will turn off the ship, and there you have it. A couple of other things that will be good for you to know is that you do need to eat and drink. You'll get a pop-up in the bottom left of your screen when you are starting to get dehydrated or hungry. So it's always good to buy a few bottles of water for whenever you're going, or whatever drink you want, when you're going around the verse, to have with you so that you don't get caught short by that and pass out because you're dehydrated. And also pick up food as well. Another nice tip for getting started, obviously, if you don't really want to just drop a load of money into the game or anything like that, but you want to try out a different ship, is to find one of these rental terminals. The ships that you can rent will vary on different planets, but it is a good way to basically spend a smaller amount of money, for instance 60k there, to try out a bigger ship or to try a more specialized ship or something like that, basically just to try before you buy. So I just wanted to round off this video with just reiterating a few things that are crucial to getting your foot in the door in Star Citizen. Remember to pick a starter ship that is right for you. You do not have to spend thousands of pounds on this game. You absolutely just need to find the right ship that fits your budget and fits what you want to try and achieve in the verse. There's so many things out there. Just take a look at what's available on the pledge store at the time. Secondly, make sure you gear yourself right. Get your armor, get your weapons, get your utility items so that you can embrace everything that this game has to offer, every single game loop that is on there. And don't get bogged down in the details. If there's something confusing, like what SCU means, which is standard cargo units, by the way, or whatever, ask someone for help. Ask Global Chat, ask myself in my Discord channel, or use the guide system. When you load up the game, there is an option to find a guide, and there is plenty of people like myself who will be more than happy to spend a bit of time with you just to let you get stuck in and give the game a chance. Okay, it's an alpha. Regardless of how long it's been in development, it's still an alpha. Things break all the time, and it is just something that we have to live with. Maybe hauling's broken, so don't do that for a while. Go try out bounty hunting. Just give it a chance, and especially just embrace the beauty that this game has to offer. It is a scope unlike anything I've ever seen in another video game. It's an incredibly ambitious thing, but it could be a fully fledged living universe full of people like myself and hopefully you that just want to make a living in the verse, role play that Star Trek fantasy. Whatever you want to do in the verse, Star Citizen will have something for you. And I hope this video has helped. And if you want to see more of this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Join me on my socials, my Discord, or just find me in the verse and just ping me a message. We'll hang out. Hopefully, I'll see you in the verse.